Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network. 'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of heaven. A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network at UENradio.com.
Hi there, this is Kristie Reeves. Welcome to another episode of Rebel Hearts. I'm so excited you're joining us today, and I have some amazing and exciting guests on the show. But before I introduce them, I want to give one more shout out to our swag bag contest sponsors, and one of them is Sun Warrior. And if you know me, I eat super healthy. I'm actually a vegan, and they have the best vegan protein powder in the world. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about them before we get started over here. Sun Warrior is committed to making the best plant-based proteins and superfood supplements. Their mission is to illuminate body, mind, and planet, and it drives everything they do, from sourcing the finest organic ingredients across the globe to recyclable packaging. Delicious, healthy, and eco-friendly, it's simply who they are. Try one of Sun Warrior's organic plant-based proteins today and get 15% off plus free shipping. Just use the promo code WarriorSave at sunwarrior.com for your discount. So head on over to sunwarrior.com and check out their products. They're absolutely amazing. Love them, have them in my smoothies. They also have amazing protein bars if you like to work out and get something on the go. Totally in love with their stuff. Anyway, let's get started with today's show. I have three beautiful, amazing women here today who I'm so excited to introduce and are doing amazing and incredible work here in Los Angeles for the local communities. Across from me, I have Alex Martin-Dean, who is the ambassador, and she's also on the advisory board of Generation Her. Over here, we have Dianna Smiley. She is the founder and executive director of Generation Her. And we're going to tell you in a moment what Generation Her is. And over here, my dear, wonderful dance instructor, Regina, who I connected with a little while ago. And she's producing their upcoming gala this coming up Saturday. And we're going to talk about the gala in a moment as well. And I'm so excited that the three of you are here today. And I was saying to Dianna, I checked out your website, and I was literally crying tears of joy and gratitude reading the stories about how you have been changing the lives of these moms. And I'm so grateful that you're doing that. So I want to hear, because usually everyone has a story, right?
Yes.
And since you're the founder, I'm going to start with you, Dianna. What is your story? What was the inspiration behind starting Generation Her?
Yeah, so one of my childhood friends, when we were in high school, she became pregnant. And I just saw what she went through, and I just got such a heart for young moms. And I just thought, back when I was in high school, when I get older, when I grow up, I just want to work with teen moms and do something to serve them. Because there was no resources for my friend. There was nothing for them. So fast forward 15 years, and I just felt it on my heart, like, now is the time. So I just started with one program, and it boomed quickly because, of a lack of resources for these girls. And
And what were your first things? What were some of the first things you were doing when you got started?
Yeah, so I just I sat down and I thought, what is everything that a young mom would need in this stage of life to be equipped to be the best mom that she could be? And so I thought life skills, right? That's a very tangible thing. Free baby stuff, mentors, support groups, so that she can get to know other girls in her same situation. And so that's what we started doing, and that's what we're still doing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we're going to go into a lot of details about all the amazing work your organization has been doing, everything that you're providing. But let's hear everyone's story first. Yeah. Alex, what is your story? I know some of your story because Regina told me, but I want to hear more of it.
I was a teen mother, so I had my oldest child, who is now 27. I had her at 15. And so when I was in school, there wasn't really any programs like what Dianna's doing right now. So I think that I've always had, because at that time in the 80s or the end of the 80s, there were a lot of girls like me. I definitely had a major support system, and that helped me out tremendously, but that's not necessarily everyone's case, situation. So, fast forward 1,000 years. Okay.
1,000 years.
I decided that, I wanted to kind of give back, and I wanted to find something that was near and dear to me and something that I had a passion for. And I found Dianna and Generation Her, and she has graciously allowed me to kind of come along for, and see what she's doing and help where I can and step in where I can and be a part of, these girls' success.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
It's a great thing.
And that's
I
my
know,
story.
and we're so happy to have you.
I love it. How was it for you being a teen mom? What were some of the support you had? What's some of the support you wished was available for you?
Well, okay, so my support was definitely my family. I think that it would have been nice to get a different kind of support, in a sense that, that you can still accomplish and achieve all these things. It might have been a little embarrassing, you know what I mean? Or, for some people a little shameful, but that was kind of the thing. I just wanted to find sister teen moms and mentors that, taught me or helped me with life skills. Because, it's easy to kind of go stray off the path that, which is normal, you know what I mean? Especially when you have to take time off from school, and then it's like, well, now I'm in this different kind of cycle, and I really don't want to go back because I could just sit at home,
Yeah. Yeah.
We need those voices to say, hey, no, there are other things to do. You have to, watch your baby. You got to get an education. You got to teach your baby. You got to, you know what I mean? You have to be a functioning, participating member of society, and you can do it. And that's, I think, what I was looking for, as well as the financial support and all that stuff.
I love that, and we're going to talk more about that in a second.
Absolutely.
Let's have Regina tell her story. And this is actually, I just want to say before you get started, this is like such an amazing thing of how the universe works, because I moved to LA in 2000 to go to school over here.
Yes.
And I didn't know anyone, and I was so lost. I'm from an 800 people village in Germany, and I've moved to this like $18 million city, not knowing any. I met one friend who was on his way to do Guys and Dolls on a cruise ship, so he was out. And then I met this one person at the edge, told me about Regina, and I'm like. And I walked into her dance class, 8:30 on a Tuesday night. I'm like,
Welcome to my class. Yeah, that's when we met years and years ago. Yes, my teaching days. I still teach, of course, but recently Kristie walked back into my life. I'm teaching at Millennium now, and one day I turn over, I look, and I'm like, wait, whoa, it's Kristie. Hey, where have you been? So she's back, and that's a great thing. So it's good to see you. But my story with Generation Her is pretty simple. Alex and I are very close. She's my sister-in-law. So I'm good at producing shows and putting shows together. So I've worked for nonprofits before, and she says, I'm part of this great organization entitled Generation Her. I said, Generation Her? So let me look this up. Then I looked it up, and I was like, wow, okay, teen moms. I'm not a mother, but I could definitely understand what that process could be about, So I said to her, yeah, I'm here. Let's put together a fundraiser.
Amazing.
And we did, and that's what Saturday is about. This Saturday from 5 o'clock until 10, we're having our first gala. It's our first big gala for Generation Her, because they've done fundraisers before, but this one's a little bit bigger than the norm. And there's going to be dinner, a silent auction, live entertainment.
Nice.
So it's going to be a really entertaining evening.
Amazing.
And we are getting together so that we can raise money for these young ladies, so that they can be a stronger part of society and definitely make a difference in their lives and the people that are around them within their community. So this is a very important project for me. So I put my foot in it. We're here and we're ready to raise some money for these kids. So
I love it.
you know, so that's how I got
That's how you got involved.
yeah, that's how I got involved.
See, and I keep saying we can change the world by changing the way we raise our children. And it looks like this is what you're doing. You're changing the world by changing the life of these mothers and their children and their children.
Because they're
their
children
children's
with
children.
You know what I mean?
That's the
So
thing.
we got to raise it's the village.
Yes.
We got to be the village, even if, you know.
Yeah. So the opportunity to step in and to help these young ladies so they can have the life skills that they need so that they become better mothers and also finish their education because they want to raise their children, but it's a difficult situation. So they need help doing that. And so when Dianna has these programs for them, and so it gives them a place to go. It's a resource center for them. And then they're happier and they're much more productive. And this is what we want because these young teen moms are our future and their children are our future. So it's our duty to step in to help out if we can. So that's why we're here.
I love that.
Generation Her.
Yes. How old are the women who come to your programs?
Yeah, so they range from 13 to 23 years old.
And do they stay, like, do you have some women who've attended the program who might be like around 30 now who are still coming back? Or is it they're staying in touch with you? Do you hear about their stories still?
Yeah, what we have, so our program is designed for that big of like an age gap, 10 years, because we found that has like the most success. So they come at 16, they can stay all those years. So we're able to walk them through high school graduation, and then we're able to say, okay, now what do you want to do, right? You can't just stop there, you keep going. So we help them get into a university or a trade school or a junior college, whatever it is, or straight to the career field. So we just want to walk them through that whole way. And then we have several moms who are now turned around, they hit the age 23 and now they're mentors for the younger girls that are coming in.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's so special to see them and see them grow as a person, as a mom.
And do most women come while they're pregnant or shortly after birth, or do you also get moms, and I'm just saying that for everybody, anybody who's watching that, who might be in a situation, who might have maybe a 3-year-old and say, hey, had the baby when I was 16, I'm 19, I want to go back, I want to get my education. So can people come to you at any stages?
Yep, any stage. Pregnant, brand new pregnant, all the way to parenting and
Tell us a little bit more about your programs. First of all, you have locations all over Los Angeles, right?
We do, yes. There's 5 in Los Angeles, 1 in Orange County. I know, it's the same. It's just over there. And like one of our biggest goals for the moms is to graduate high school, because the national statistic is 50% of teen moms are not graduating, they're dropping out. And so we wanted to change that, and we could do that one mom at a time, and we have been, because Generation Her has 97% of our moms who attend our program are graduating high school and moving on.
I'm getting chills all over my body. Amazing.
Amazing.
Wow. Wow. It's their hard work that's doing it. We're just empowering them to do it, but they're the ones that are making the choice every day to do the work and go to school, show up, make it happen. So,
and in your program, how often do they meet?
So they come once a week or twice a month. It depends on the location. And tell me a little bit about, I'm looking at both of you, about the content of the program. So what do you do? Let's say a mom shows up, and what are some of the things you would do on a typical afternoon in your program? You want to take it?
Oh, well.
Alex, she knows.
She's been there. Well, I think it's very interesting because the girls, first of all, they gather together. So I think there's something great about that, because there's a camaraderie that, this person can understand what I'm going through. You know what I mean? And so between that and just like day skills, dealing with your kids, like how to have certain kinds of conversations with toddlers or, little child development kind of things. Like, watch out for this. stranger danger kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So then sometimes there's a speaker. I did that once.
Yeah.
And depending on, I think we came during holidays, so it was kind of arts
like
and crafts,
Christmas
and
party.
we painted pumpkins, I
Oh,
think, one time,
yeah.
and the Christmas party we were there
Yeah.
for, and kind of brought presents, and everybody just, you know, it is its own little village, and they need each other as much as they need the Diannas of the world. You know what I mean? So that seems like a day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And you also provide financial help, or I saw you have things where you provide clothing or books or children's toys, right?
Yeah, that's huge. That's a huge part of it, because we were finding that the moms, you know, they're in high school. I've had several girls say, you know, we do resumes for all the girls. We do interviewing, you know, skills. We do all of that stuff to help them get jobs. But some of them are like, I'm 15, I can't even have a work permit yet. So that free baby stuff, you know, because, you know, their families are low income. So maybe their families can't even afford to help them necessarily. So the free baby items, we were finding it's allowing the girls to just stay in school, because some of them were dropping out because they had to get jobs to buy diapers for their baby. It's like a need, you know. The need is, I need a diaper right now today for my baby, and I don't actually have to show up to school. So by us providing them with all the free stuff, it's really, I feel like it's not enabling them, but it's empowering them to be the kind of mom that they want to be, and for the future. So
Lighten the load a little bit.
Yeah.
Very stressful when you don't know where the diapers are, where the clothes are coming from. Babies grow very quickly. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a stress reliever to know that you can count on someone.
And I believe also what you said about your own journey, about your experience of, I want to have my tribe, I want to have my community, I want to talk to other women who are in the same or in a similar situation, because that's, you know, it takes a village to raise a child, right? So having that community that you're creating for these women, I think it must be so empowering for them. And to have someone besides, you know, a parent or a friend who doesn't have a child, to actually be able to sit down with them and say, hey, this is a challenge I'm going through right now, or this is what's going on with school and with a baby, and etc. And to actually have that dialogue between these women.
Yeah, that outlet is definitely needed. They need to have have someone to have that discussion with, you know, and feel confident about that. You know what I mean? And share their stories and not be judged. And that's what Generation Her does.
And even like how Alex came and she shared her story, and it's so great for the moms to see there's light at the end of the tunnel. They're just like trying to make it through this day, you know, but they're like, wow, like she did it, she's here, she's okay. I survived.
It really is a thing of just having somebody tell you, yes, your future is still there for you to grab it and run with it. Like, that is something that, you know, it can get lost in translation because, you know, it's everything else is so overwhelming as a young person. So just like, hey, you're going to be fine. You know, there's we're here. We're going to pick you up if you feel like you're leaning over. We got you.
Exactly.
They need that support. It's very important.
What are some of the things you have seen in these women, in these teenage women, girls, who came to the program maybe feeling completely lost or completely maybe even not knowing what to do with their life, how to handle life at that moment? What are some of the things, the shifts and changes you have seen?
Yeah, I feel like most of the girls, when they first come to us, they're terrified. They're, you know, they're like pregnant or scared or, you know, just not in a good place. And then they come and they're learning stuff. You know, we're teaching them, I mean, little things and big things, you know, how to have a bank account, right? That's like a practical thing they need to know, but they didn't. And so with every class that we have, they feel a little more empowered, and that gives them a little more self-esteem to be like, I got this, you know? And I don't know.
So do you also have people coming in to teach technical skills, or people who might say, hey, I'm going to help you how to do bookkeeping and accounting, or I don't know, support you maybe even with your homeworks, or if there's I don't know, any kind of need, like tutoring needs in order for you to pass your high school exams. Do you have people coming in to do that as well?
Yeah, we actually have this one lady, so sweet. She volunteered to help the girls study and give them pre-tests for SATs to get into college. So that's, I mean, there's so many ways that people can get involved and help, no matter what their, you know, what their career or anything is.
Yes, we need that support. So if you have an excellent skill out there and want to stop in to Generation Her, share your computer skills, science, accounting, cooking. We're up for all of that. Sewing, anything. You know, to help change these lives. To help change these lives. We're open. Because every girl that walks through the door has a different personality and they have a different dream, and we would like for them to fulfill that dream. So you're a mother, but you also have endeavors. You have goals that you want to accomplish, and we're here to help you do that. You have dreams, that you want to accomplish.
I have this one mom, Stephanie, who we did a class. It was like a fun one too. I never thought anything of it. I just thought, let's do a fun Halloween desserts class. And so we taught the girls how to make, you know, chocolate covered fancy pretzels, and she started making those, and she made that into a business, and she was making a lot of money catering birthday party things. And I was like, wow.
Those small things make a difference.
Definitely.
And when people are introduced to some things, they actually find out what their talent and gifts are. And then look at what this young lady did. She steps forward. She played it forward. You know? So, so there's a lot of opportunities like that at Generation Her.
And I feel like it's these are two things that are, I feel, important at any age, that we know we can be a mother, because I know both of you have children, right? And still pursue our dreams. And then at the same time, I also see my cousin just graduated high school last year, and she never had, because in Germany they changed the whole structure, so she had to be in high school from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at night.
Oh, wow.
And she had to give up all her interests, all her hobbies. So she never was exposed to anything that could be fun, and now she's sitting there going like, what am I going to study? Because I don't have a passion. I had to give up all my hobbies, everything that I did. So it feels like having people come in and, you know, you coming and sharing your story, people coming in to offer specific classes. It kind of like, whatever, it ignites a flame. It ignites something, some kind of inspiration to go, oh, this might be something I want to do.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yes. It's all that discovery process. Because, you know, we've all been teenagers, and you find out what you like and enjoy in those young teen ages. You know, I started dancing young, you know, and then I picked up a hobby of knitting and crocheting. Like, I was a teenager though. Like, where did that come from? Like, I never thought that I enjoyed doing that, but I did. My mom was a seamstress. She sewed. I had no interest. But the knitting and crocheting was what I liked. But I was a teenager when I discovered those things. So if those things aren't introduced to you, once you become a mom, everything's about the baby, you know? So it needs to be about the baby, but she also needs to be nurtured as well so that she can be strong for her child. Right?
And I feel like a big key in like the program also is so many people tell them once they become pregnant, your life is over, right? That's the biggest thing they all hear. Your life is over. Look at what happened. Where's your future going to be? Or, but they walk through the doors, and we're the first people, it seems like, that is like, oh, hi, yay, you have a baby. And they're like, what? And we're like, congratulations. We're like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just going to look different. But you're going to be whatever you want to be still. Like, we have no judgment, no doubts, nothing, but you're going to do it. If you want to do it, we're going to help you. And it seems like once they walk out the doors, it's like negative all over. But then, so, you know, every week they're coming, and it's like, we're fighting the outside. Right. You know?
Exactly.
That
reinforcement.
Yes.
Absolutely. And you were just saying something, because I'm wondering, these moms are coming in who are pregnant as they're walking in. Do you provide anything to help them get through the pregnancy, or any kind of tools? Do you have any kind of, you know, even medical professionals? Or are you looking for someone in the audience watching wants to participate?
Can help us out.
Putting it out there right now. Who are supporting these moms through the physical process, or even the emotional process of going through the pregnancy until birth? Yeah,
at one of our locations in Pomona, we actually partner with a medical school that's right there. So their medical students are doing their like community hours with our program. So all the mentors are medical students, and so they're able to just ask them whatever they want all the time. Is this normal? You know, So
That's good.
That's amazing.
awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And we had a really beautiful conversation before we started. I'm like, I need to bring this into the show. Because I was sharing with Dianna, I have a few friends who are in the medical profession, working mainly as psychologists. And I have a couple of friends who worked with juvenile delinquents, and a couple of friends, one is actually volunteering at a place in Malibu, working with kids who were on drugs, teenagers who were on drugs, and they're supporting them in that process of getting and staying off the drugs. And you had a story on your website. I'm getting chills all over. I actually cried when I read that story. Where you had one of the women who came to Generation Her. She got pregnant the day she had before she went to jail. She was a juvenile delinquent. And how Generation Her changed her life and rehabilitated her.
Yeah.
Can you share more of that story, please?
Yeah, I mean, she went from being pregnant in juvie, and she got out actually before she had the baby. And I remember she came to class, and she was like, she was really due when she started coming. She had the baby. We all, were there. We were able to support her. And baby's dad was also in prison. So she really single mom, and it doesn't have like the greatest like family support. So it was really tough for her. But she's able to find success and find confidence in like, I could be a mom. I could do this. I could be a good mom, not just a mom, but a good mom. Like not let that situation or that time being in juvie affect her like self-esteem, or like I was this, now I'm always just gonna be this, like not let that define her. But no, she's good. Her daughter Casey, she's big.
And it's breaking that pattern quite often, right? Because what I remember,
came from a cycle.
Because what I even remember from my friends who work in juvenile jail, telling the stories about how brilliant these kids were at like 14, 15, being in that jail cell, and them working with them as a psychologist, and how they got there, no matter if it's by being in gangs or theft, crime, drug possession, and really helping them to break that cycle, break that chain. And choose a different path than the background that they came from. And what they were all sharing, the main support, the main thing that was lacking was actually the support system. And she said, both of them, they all love their job and they love the kids they're working with. And they said this is the first time some of these kids actually experienced the energy of love, of nurturing, of support, of someone saying to them, you know what, I see your gifts, I see your brilliance. You are not broken, you're not a bad kid. Nothing is wrong with you. You just had these circumstances growing up, and let's change something over here.
Yes, because they don't define you.
No.
They don't define who you are. So, yes. You overcome those things. We've all had experiences in life, but it just do not determine who we are. And we can create our own destiny.
Definitely.
So that's what we do at Generation Her. That's what it's about. We want these girls to feel, just be confident in who they are. And love themselves first, so they can continue to love their children and love others.
Thank you for saying exactly that. Love themselves first. That's the tweetable.
First.
We want them to love themselves first, and
love
their
themselves
children.
first.
Absolutely, because that's where it all starts, right?
That's where it all starts. It comes from within, right?
Yeah.
So that's our that's our big thing. Most definitely. We're not there to crush spirits. We're there to uplift and acknowledge people for who they are and allow them to grow into who they are, because they're young women. So we want them to grow into every aspect of who they are. And at a teenage age, you don't know what that is yet. So in Generation Her, you have an opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
Come on in here. Let's see what you've got.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think from what I see, what you're doing over there, and even, you know, thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like you're taking away the judgment, because so many of these moms, I'm like, how could you let that happen? And right? You're taking away that judgment in a way. That's what it feels like.
That stamp that someone has put on you.
Yeah.
But you don't have to wear that stamp. You know, but being a teenager, you don't know that.
Yeah.
You're insecure. There are other things that are going on in your life. So if your parents tell you that particular thing, you think you are that.
Yeah.
You know, and I wish we could go deeper and go back and deal with the psychological aspect of these parents, but that's not what we do.
But you deal with
we're moving forward so our teenage girls can deal with their children in the proper way.
Yeah.
You know, so
you're dealing with the psychological aspect of these moms,
of
these parents.
Moms, these parents
so the
right
next
here.
Generation
so the next generation is prepared. So, yeah.
Amazing.
So that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
The background of the parents, that's a whole nother story. So, yeah.
And I would love for, you know, Dianna, Alex, if you have any more stories about women whose lives were changed by Generation Her. Do you have any more stories for us? I'm sure you do.
I have a million.
A million.
A million. I mean, I've seen it all over the past, 7 years. I mean, one girl, I don't want to say favorite, but no.
Not putting any favorites. All stories are special.
No. One of the girls, Brianna, she just always stands out to me because she came, just really broken, had a 1 or 2 year old daughter back then. And we didn't know at the time, but her daughter would always come and just be really not scared, I don't know the word, like withdrawn maybe, very attached to the mom. And so you could tell maybe something's going on at home, but you don't know what until they open up. And then we came to find out that, she had gotten pregnant. She married the guy at 18, 19 years old, married him. And then it comes out a couple months after she's been attending our program that he was domestic, having domestic violence, abuse on her. And so we were able to walk with her to get her out of that situation. She had to get a restraining order on him. They got a divorce. And this whole time she was, chugging along in her college classes and making that happen. And now she is actually graduated from Generation Her. She's on our board of directors.
Wow.
she's amazing. Yeah, she just graduated from college, and she's doing really great. Her daughter is 6 years old, and going into first grade. And so everything. I mean, she's amazing.
It's a great story. Yeah. Sometimes it's so difficult to see things when you're in them.
Yeah.
So to get her out of that crazy space and to move on to have a better life. But thanks to Generation Her.
Yeah, and her story, even she comes and she shares her story with the other moms, and those moms, she could recognize I know you're in that right now, right? And so she's able to help them, to empower them to get out of that situation as well, and then they're able to find, okay, you did it. I think I could find the strength, because if they know somebody who has walked through that and got out of it and okay, you're okay, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they have that support right there. So they don't have to second guess about it. They have the support.
Definitely.
And in a way being given permission to say, you know what, this is not okay. It's okay for me to go out, to get out of here.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, both of you are moms, Alex and Dianna. How has your work with Generation Her affected you as your mom, or vice versa?
Well,
Being a mom inspired you to be in Generation Her.
Well, my kids are very old. Okay.
My niece and nephew old.
I don't know. They're not little kids. I'll say that. So it's kind of I can say that it definitely makes me love my crazy grandchild more. It definitely, my kids are 21, 27, 18, going on 19. So it's not really. They're on their own journey. They're trying to figure out what their path is and what they're trying to do. So it's hard to kind of try to parent from a distance because I want to give you your space and your independence, but I am here if you need me, kind of thing. Yeah. So, like right here. But, you know, Generation Her, it motivates me to want to keep this dialogue in the forefront. Yes. Because, you know, you have shows like Teen Mom where these girls are getting paid $100,000 an episode, and it's just not real. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the reality.
That's not how it works.
Of teen moms in America, in most of America right now. No. So I just want the dialogue to stay open. Yes. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what motivates me with Generation Her. And we talk about it, and then we get other people to talk about it, and, you know. And spread it across
the country.
The country.
The country.
Yes, let's do that. Across the world.
Across the world. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, and across the world. Exactly.
And what about you, Dianna?
Well, I have the little ones right now. I have a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old, and I bring them to the classes sometimes, and the girls see that I am right in the thick of it with them because my kids are running around crazier than theirs. So they're like, oh, look at hers. Okay, I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, they see my crazies all the time. So they know, I'm right there with them.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And you as an auntie?
Yes, I'm an auntie, and I have godchildren as well. You know, so I'm not a mom, but I have godchildren, and I have nieces and nephews, and I know what that's like. But I don't know. Me being a mom, I watch what Alex has done, and I see my friends who are parents, and I'm a spoiler, so I don't know what type of mom I don't know, because when my little god baby falls and I'm running to get her, and my friend's like, she's gonna be fine. She's fine. And I'm sitting there like, I'm on pins and needles, but you know, they're over it already. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think I would have been pretty protective. But having a kid in this day and age is a really difficult situation. So having a 2-parent household would help. But if that isn't possible, anything that you can do to educate yourself to be the best parent that you can, because your child has to walk out into this world every day, and we pray that they come back. Just to go to school these days, you pray that they come back home and get home safely. They go away to get an education, and we want them to come home safely. You know, so it can be a challenging process, I guess, to be a mom. I'm not, but you know. And the thing that I want to say to all of those who are listening is that we have a gala this coming Saturday, from 5 o'clock until 10. Stop in. We've got special guests that will be there, live entertainment. We're raising money for Generation Her. And also, there's several things that you can do. You can go to the website, which is www.generationher.org. Donate, buy a ticket, show up, give back. You know, this is our way of helping these young teens, and they are our future. So if you're listening, you know, go to the website, go to generationher.org, go to the gala, and you'll see that we have live entertainment, and you'll have a good night that evening. You will walk away feeling good about what you've done that evening, and you will have a good time on top of that, and dress to impress.
Yes, absolutely.
You don't have to wear a tuxedo, but you know,
cocktail chic.
Cocktail chic. That's right, Alex. That's it. Cocktail chic. You know.
And if someone wants to help after the gala, because some of our listeners might not listen to it until next week or in a couple of weeks. So if someone is listening to that and says, hey, I'm so impressed by what you ladies are doing over there. I want to help. I want to contribute. How can people, what are you looking for? Because you're looking for a whole bunch of things. And there's so many different ways to contribute. So share with me.
I would go to the website. You know, if you feel like you have something that you can contribute, then I would definitely reach out and get in touch with Dianna and whatever resources, whatever it is, go to the website. All the information is there, and we will take any and every.
Yes,
exactly.
Donations,
volunteers,
Yep.
donations. And we're an organization that's a nonprofit organization, so we're having a gala on the 15th, but we raise money all year round.
Yeah.
So if you want to give money next week, this week, in between, so it doesn't matter. Just go to the website and contribute in some type of way.
Yeah.
You know, so if your heart is felt and you're inspired by this podcast, give a donation.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter when that happens because we're always taking in people who want to help the organization.
Yeah.
So, and that's done in many ways, you know, so.
Absolutely.
Very
So,
true.
and I'm saying thank you in advance.
Yeah.
I'm saying thank you in
you.
advance because there are a lot of good people out there that want to contribute and give back, and some people have thus far already to Generation Her. I'm not going to mention names, but they've been very generous, and I'm not going to get teary-eyed. I'm not, but you know, at $5, $10, it doesn't matter. Giving back is a plus, and it is a nonprofit organization. So if you're with an organization or a company, it's a tax write-off for you. Our nonprofit number is on the website. So step up to the plate, you know. Yeah, and there are a lot of good people in the world today. Even though things may be crazy, they still exist.
Yeah.
I see
Absolutely.
it. I
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
They still
Yes.
exist. So I'm saying thank you in advance for supporting Generation Her.
Yeah. And what about the moms? How do they get in touch with you?
The mom,
Oh,
they could just
yes.
go to our website. Moms, you know, the teens, they do it more through like social media. So
Yes.
You're on
Yeah.
Instagram and
Yep,
Facebook.
Instagram,
Yes.
Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, everything. Yes, so they could just type in Generation Her, and we will show up in the search, and we actually post all of our classes, so they could just show up. They actually don't even need to sign up. When we post a
Show
class, it's open to every mom, every teen mom out there.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And tell us where your locations are exactly.
Yeah, so we are in Pomona, LA.
Orange County.
Yep. Orange County, Pasadena, Montebello, and
Inglewood.
what
Is that?
No.
we were at McAllister for a while, but then
Okay.
I got cancer, so I had to slow it down.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Right.
yeah, I think actually for fall we're talking to a couple different spots, so we might go back, and
Okay.
then I'm looking at like Whittier, so we've been talking to them. So yeah.
Yeah.
We're open. So, and also,
Amazing.
if any school districts want to have a Generation Her in their school district, we are open to come. Yeah.
So what do you want to do with the school district? Tell us.
Yeah. So what we do, some school districts have this program. It's called CalSafe, and that's where all the pregnant minors go. And they have daycare there.
Okay.
Yeah, so we work directly with the schools, and we actually have been going straight into the classrooms, and Generation Her is like their elective class. They're getting school credit for taking
Amazing.
for taking our classes, and we're able to bring the whole program to them. So if any school districts want to, you know,
Join
invite us
forces.
in, we will go. Yeah.
Amazing. So I'm giving a big shout out to our audience over here. So I hope you're all listening and that you either want to contribute, spread the word about Generation Her in whatever way, tweet about it, Facebook about it,
Yes.
Instagram and Snapchat about it. If you have someone who could use their support, send them to their website or their Instagram, or just have them show up at the classes. As Dianna said,
Yes.
I think the work you're all doing is amazing. And
you.
I just want to honor you because, you know, it takes time, it takes energy
Yes.
to do this, no matter if it's putting a gala together or showing up all the time to support the people who need the support. So I just want to honor
Thank
you, every single one in this
Thank
room, and the
you.
work you're doing in this world.
Thank
and
you.
know, again, changing the world by the way we raise our children. Let's say this again. Changing the world by changing the way we raise our children.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And we get back, even though we put in the hard work, we are fulfilled by the action that happens after we've put forth the effort. So that's the pleasure that I get. I get an opportunity to sit back and watch it grow and watch it continue to become a force to be reckoned with. So that's we get rewarded in that way.
Thank you. And that would have been my last question for today. What inspires you to show up the way you've been showing up. Maybe we can go around.
Yeah, I show up because I love to give back. That's the first thing. And if something, I have a gift of producing, and I'm an artist. And if I can share that gift to give back, I'm going to do it. And so that's why I show up. And I work even harder when I know that the cause is definitely a good cause, number one. Number two, I just get rewarded by delivering. And God gave me a gift, and so I'm sharing it. So I spend nights now when I'm doing a gala like this, I'm 4 hours sleep, 3 hours sleep, you know, but hey, it's worth it in the end, you know. So that's what makes me show up. I know that there's brightness at the end of the tunnel, and I'm helping some kind of way, and every little bit helps.
Thank you.
So if I can make a change, that's what I do. I put my foot in and step forward.
Thank you, Regina.
You're welcome.
And I'm going to go around over here. Dianna.
Yes. I think for me, it's just become my passion. I just love to see the girls and see their lives changed over the years. And I'm the executive director, but I'm at every single class. Like they're picking up trash, you know, all the cookies that the kids step on after class. And I just love it. I just love being there and getting to know the girls and their babies and just being so hands-on with them. I love them. I love building relationships with them. And yeah, that's why I am there. I just love them. Yeah.
And Alex.
I think that I show up because someone has to show up. You know what I mean? If I don't show up, who else is going to show up? I don't know that. So it's just a part of doing my part because someone has shown up for me. So it's kind of a way of paying it forward.
A voice to the voiceless.
Right.
Nice.
Exactly. So that's
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's why I show up.
It's beautiful.
You. That's
Thank you.
amazing. I want to thank all three of you for being here today. Thank you for this amazing time together.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
We will.
Absolutely.
And everybody who's listening, check out Generation Her. Come to the gala on Saturday. Get in touch with them. Support them.
Yes.
Yes.
And thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having us, Kristie.
Thank you. And everybody else, our audience, will see you again next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And remember, in the meantime, to rebel on.
In the future, talk radio will actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.